Welcome to the city. I'm Anthony Wilson, the Public Information Officer for the City of San Angelo. And joining us today is our City Councilwoman from District 4, Lucy Gonzales. Lucy, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Now first, I want our audience to know that we are here in your district on the Howard College campus. And so we're off of our home turf. There are students around, so if you hear any sort of a noise, just ignore that. Try to focus on the conversation that Lucy and I will be having here. So, Lucy, you were reelected to a 4-year term in May after having served a prior 2-year term in the District 4 City Council seat. Why did you want to seek reelection?
Well, first of all, 2 years, as we know, goes by very quickly. And before you know it, you're campaigning again. Plus, I really enjoyed serving the constituents of District 4. And 2 years just isn't enough to really get anything done as far as your goals or issues that you may have. So that's what prompted me to run again.
What do you think that you learned during those first 2 years of council service that are now going to serve you very well over the next 4 years?
The fact that you learn by listening a lot and studying what the issue may be. So now it's like I'm more aware of what those issues are, and I know a little bit of history behind them.
It seemed to me that you spent a lot of your first year doing some really intent listening.
Yes, sir.
Was that a sort of a conscious decision on your part to really go there and listen and learn before you really started engaging in the debate?
Yes, I did. That was mainly my biggest focus, was that I needed to listen. I didn't know what was going on. The council that I served with was very knowledgeable. They'd been there for a very long time. So they were aware of everything that was being presented to us. So where you come in new and you really don't have an idea what's going on, you need to listen to the people that have the experience.
And you said you enjoyed serving the constituents of District 4. What do you like about serving on the City Council?
I like the fact that I have a lot of interaction with the people, and I listen to what their concerns are, and then I try to do the very best that I can.
Were there specific issues or goals? You mentioned that 2 years is not a lot of time to try to get something accomplished. Were there specific issues and goals when you ran for re-election that you were hoping to achieve over your 4-year term?
Well, the first one that I can tell you about is that in 2015, when we went ahead and approved the MLK project, that was one that I really wanted to see come to fruition. And as of last week, everything is going according to plan. Weather permitting, this project will be completed in mid-January. And that's something that the city really has something to be proud of.
Did you hear anything as you were campaigning this time that sort of differed from 2 years ago when you first ran for election?
No, the concerns were still the same. It was still water and streets. So in moving forward, we need to address these primary issues.
Did you hear anything on the campaign trail that you felt like sort of helped shape your own opinions or your own views of some of those issues?
Well, what I did was that I still continued to listen to what the concerns that the citizens had, and then I'd weigh my pros and cons in order to make a decision on the issue.
Describe the learning curve that first 2 years. You mentioned you were serving with a really knowledgeable council. The issues are very complex. On the surface, to a lot of people, they may not seem to be, but as you know, they're very complex. What was that learning curve like for you?
It was catching up. I had a lot of catching up to do, and at the same time familiarizing myself with what those issues were that were brought before us. And now I'm a little bit more confident because, like I told you before, I've learned a little bit about these issues, and if it's a new issue coming up, I do the research and I listen to what the people have to say before voting the way I do.
So it sounds like you just feel like you're much more ready to serve this year or this term than you were at the beginning of your last term.
Definitely, because I'm just more confident, I'm more comfortable. Plus, I'm still learning. I still continue to learn. So as I go, every year it gets a little bit better because you take that knowledge from the year before and you apply it in what's going on today.
So as you look ahead to the next 3+ years, what are 3 things that you're hoping to accomplish either for the community or for District 4 specifically?
I would want to continue to move forward with our 5 priorities that our city council has established, which is streets and water and economic development and employee salary and our police station. As far as District 4 goes, there is a sidewalk that I would really want to see built from Gregory to Holloman Elementary. This is for the safety of our children. And I believe by building this sidewalk, we can create a safe environment for our children to go to and from school.
As you know, the 2018 city budget that the council approved holds the line on spending with only 3 exceptions. And those are, we're hiring more firefighters this year, we're hiring more police officers, and there were slight pay raises for city employees. Let's talk about those sort of individually. Why did you support the proposal to add more firefighters and more police officers to the city's payroll?
I supported that proposal because of the fact that our city is growing. And as a city council member, I would want to see that our first responders had the equipment and the manpower needed to keep our citizens and our property safe.
And what about pay raises? I mean, there were varying amounts of pay raises. Firefighters got the most. Civilian employees got 1.5% pay raise. Why were you supportive of those pay raise increases?
Because we do a market study that will determine what the market pay is for that position. And of course, we know also that people have the opportunity to go elsewhere for a higher paying job. And with the gas and oil rising, we tend to lose some people to those positions. So in doing this, we're able to keep our more experienced, dedicated employees. Plus, it's just the right thing to do.
Water and streets seem to be cemented firmly as the top priorities for San Angelo for this year and for many years to come. What will you be pushing to happen in regards to water?
What I would really want to do is to commit to a water project that we're going to be able to address our future needs, not only for ourselves, but also for our children's children.
So do you have any idea about what that project might be?
We have been talking about it, but nothing has been brought up to us as far as the staff or anyone. So it's just something that we're looking into different projects. But in the long run, we're hoping to find that one that we're looking to and commit to it.
And so to be clear for the audience, you're talking about something other than the full development of the Hickory Aquifer well field.
Yes, because as far as the Hickory, we will be drilling more wells, but it's not going to be sufficient enough for years to come.
As you also know, the City Council has approved a 10-year, $80 million plan to improve San Angelo's worst streets. We have just finished up the 3rd year of an 8-year cycle to maintain every city street with some preventative maintenance, and a new asphalt recycler has been deployed to help smooth some streets that don't really require reconstruction. Is there anything more that you think needs to be done in order to ensure that San Angelo has better streets?
No, we have a very good plan in place, and we need to follow through with this plan and not deviate from it.
How difficult is that? I mean, because obviously street reconstruction, street maintenance, those are very expensive items, and in lean times, there's a temptation to cut back on those things. So how difficult is it to maintain that course?
Years ago, we didn't address streets the way we should have, and that's why we're in the bind that we're in today. So we need to keep moving forward, and we need to keep our streets in the best shape that we can and maintain them like we're supposed to. And I think that would help us in being able to not have such a big expenditure at the end.
Our Planning and Development Director, John James, has briefed the council on how many of the timelines of getting a building permit and an inspection have been shortened and very dramatically in some cases. Do you think that there's more that can and should be done to streamline development processes?
Well, John James has done a very good job, and he will be introducing a software to where the developer can submit his plan online, and this will shorten the process and give the developer a quicker response. But at the same time, we have had valid concerns about issues that need to be addressed effectively so that we can improve. But overall, the planning process has improved. But like you and I both know, there's always room for improvement.
You know, we hear from local developers that it takes too long, yet when you deal with national developers like a Walmart or something, they say that they think San Angelo is a dream to do business in. How do you sort of discern, you know, which of those viewpoints is most accurate?
Well, the way I see it is, I think that the fact that businesses go up a lot faster is because of their plans are approved quicker and they pass inspection and the permits are given and everything. With a developer, even though he's done this over and over, there may be sometimes that they just miss out on a little something. So I believe that the process of doing it online will help them pick this up quicker.
You know, Mayor Gunter has made economic development sort of the centerpiece of her service as mayor. What do you think San Angelo has done right when it comes to creating more jobs here in our community and luring more industry to San Angelo?
The industrial park has made a great impact in San Angelo. These industries which create a bigger taxpayer for our community. And also, we need to stay on course with the Business Retention Expansion Program, which was designed to help our local established businesses grow. These businesses have invested in us, and I believe that we should invest in them. Roland Pena has done a very good job with his staff. Some of the businesses that are out there are businesses like Warren Cats and Principal LED, the FedEx, and the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Parole Office. So, and the big one that's coming in is the AEP, which is going to be a $12.5 million project. So I congratulate them and work well done.
So do you see opportunities to do even better? As you said, improvement's always necessary?
Yes, and they will. I mean, they will continue to bring in more businesses. They've brought in this many, and I believe that they will continue to bring in more.
What are the issues that have come before the council that have surprised you with how volatile and the number of emotions that seem to come from those issues? Because that happens on a fairly frequent basis before the city council.
Yes, sir. The one that comes to mind is the short-term rental. We had a lot of people divided for and against, but at the end of the day, I had to base my decision on what's going to be more beneficial for the city of San Angelo. And as far as what stokes their passion, I really don't know. All I know is that we need to be prepared and listen objectively to what they have to say and whatever the issue may be.
So you said you enjoy serving on the city council. What are you particularly looking forward to over the next 3+ years?
Continue listening to the people and finding out what their concerns are and what is it that I'm going to be able to do for them and find ways of accomplishing these things.
We're sitting here in Howard College. I want to give you, and it's in your district, I want to give you an opportunity to sort of brag about this place.
Oh yes, this place is tremendous. It offers the students so many different subjects, and it's grown from when it first started, and it's just expanded to where it is a big part of our community today, and it's a beautiful campus.
It really is.
So,
it
yes.
really is. So if people want to share an opinion with you, what's the best way for them to go about doing that?
Well, there's always email, text, and your simple phone call. But if you call, please leave a message and I will call you back. My email address is lucy.gonzales with an S, not a Z, at cosatx.us. And my phone number is 325-340-2667.
Lucy, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And we hope you'll join us for the next episode of The City.